Here's the story about this cake. When I was growing up, there was a bakery in New York City called Leonard's, and it was really famous and great. And they made all kinds of great stuff. And when we had dinners with the family, my Aunt Sandy, who was wonderful, married to my Uncle Sam, Sandy used to bring these fantastic strawberry mousse cake, right? Strawberry cream mousse cakes, right? And she would claim that they were parve, which was hilarious. Parve means they have no dairy in them. And we believed her, and we ate these cakes, you know, after like major big dinners with like all kinds of meats. And of course, the cake was only cream. And then Leonard's went out of business, and I freaked out because it was my favorite cake in the world. It's my childhood. It's like if Proust was about Madeleine, my childhood is about Leonard's strawberry mousse cake. And too many things, like everything closes, right? If I love it, it ends up going away, right? I loved Leonard's, it's gone. You have to figure out how to like, you know, kind of keep these things in your life, like Leonard's fantastic strawberry mousse cake. So I figured out the cake recipe right away. The cake part is from a really good recipe by Nick Malgieri, who's kind of like God to me. He's like the baking god. And then you sort of bake the cakes. You bake these two cakes in 2 tins, and then you split them and you frost them with this incredible strawberry cream. So here's the thing, like every time I make this cake, it's the same kind of weird drama. Like every year I try and try and try. I always end up getting it, but there's always like such a stressful moment about getting the cream set at the right firmness, and I never get it set at the right firmness. I wish I could get like Bridget Lancaster or Julia Collin Davis or someone who knew something about like cooking to help me figure out how to stiffen cream and then add the strawberry sort of curd that I make, you know, together so that the cream has a kind of stiffness, okay, that will withhold, you know, sort of the layers of the cake. Because then I could proceed and I could publish the recipe. But till then, girls, I don't know what I'm gonna do. This time when I tried it, I literally went to the farm stand. I bought like 4 quarts of the strawberries. I hulled them, I reduced it. I made the cake, I made the cream, I combined it. I didn't use any gelatin, I didn't use any cornstarch, I didn't use anything to thicken it. And of course, as I was putting it into the refrigerator, it literally slid onto the floor, okay? Like some crazy I Love Lucy episode. I was laughing, crying, all at the same time. It was so hilarious and tragic. The dogs were upstairs because they were like, what the hell is going on in there? Like, no. Even with cake on the floor, they were upstairs, okay? So I pick myself up, dust myself off, right? And I try to find a recipe for stiffening cream with gelatin, which I found, right? And then I tried to find gelatin, which let me tell you, in the Hamptons is not easy. I literally went to 3 stores here, the ones that would have it, and they didn't have it. So I actually called my assistant in New York City who sent me gelatin overnight by FedEx, okay? But then when I went to the farm stand that I love, when I went to Pike's, they were out of strawberries. And I said to the lady, I was like, are you getting more strawberries? She's like, sorry, end of the strawberry season. But try the stand up the block. So I did, and she had strawberries, and I almost wept when I saw them. Because, you know, you don't like to be defeated by things like, you know, cream when it's not like stiff enough, right? Anyway, whoever wrote that recipe about stiffening cream with gelatin, when I finally got the gelatin, and I finally got the strawberry curd, and I finally got the cream, and I was following the directions, it doesn't work. So shame on you, whoever wrote it, right? If anybody knows about anything to do with like gelatin or cream or stiffening things or... But anyway, I finished it. I did this crazy thing this time where I sort of, you know, filled the cakes and then put them in the refrigerator to set up really carefully, because the last time we know they like literally slid out of the refrigerator, okay? So I put them to sit, and then I frosted it like in this pathetic, desperate way, you know, sort of lifting the cream on the sides on the turntable. And then I literally held my breath and I transferred it from that to the actual platter, the serving platter, and it held. And then I chilled it overnight, as is the want of this cake. It's meant to be eaten cold. It's so delicious. Beautiful. Oh my God. No. It's delicious.